the SBA loan closing and the lease is really challenging. And so the first thing I would recommend, please don't sign a lease before you know you are officially approved for an SBA loan. Don't sign the lease before you know you're going to get approved. Don't even sign the lease before you actually close on the SBA loan, because you could have an approval and things can go wrong, right? The SBA lender is going to say you need to have a signed lease, and the term of that lease needs to match the term of the SBA loan. So in an ideal world, these things happen kind of like all at the same time. You close on the SBA loan, you have to sign the lease, and the signed lease meets the requirement for the SBA loan, and you're good to go. But if you mismatch that time, if you sign a lease way ahead of time, the lender's going to say, why did you sign the lease again if you didn't have the funding lined up? So it looks like they're going to have to bail you out. My suggestion, I wrote this LinkedIn post, but my suggestion was just, hey, start really early because it's going to take a while. But I thought Zachary Renta here left a good comment that I thought was really helpful and just wanted to highlight. Kind of a first step would be go to a lender first, try to get a sense of what the lender would be willing to approve. So really what you're looking for here is a letter of intent from a lender. They understand your business plan at a high level. So then you can go and start shopping for a lease and kind of know roughly what your budget's going to be. Okay. So then you would go and try to letter of intent or equivalent for a lease. And then from there, you're going to need to build out quotes. You're going to need that for your SBA loan to get to kind of a final budget and final approval. So once you have that, then hopefully you can get through the underwriting process with the lender and get that kind of official approval or lender commitment. So you're probably safe to sign the lease at that point and then finalize your construction contracts and then close the loan. So the one thing I might just say is I still feel like there's a little bit of risk here signing this lease before, too much before you close the loan. Like try to time those up as close as possible, I think, because if there is still something that could go wrong that could keep you from closing on the loan, you want to make sure you've gotten your whole loan closing checklist done and you've got that all taken care of. And then maybe you sign the lease because you need to sign the lease in order to close the loan. Okay, that may be the case, but try to time those up as close as possible.